Hi, this is Steve with ChemSource Direct, and today we're going to talk about troubleshooting on the IPC CT40. Let's get into it. All right, so one of the first things that you may encounter with the CT40 when you go to turn it on is no power. The power's not coming on. You've hit the button, you're not getting anything. Really, the only thing that you can do at this point is make sure that the battery is charged. You know, we've got the onboard charger with the pigtail on it. Plug it into a 110 outlet and stand there with it and make sure that you hear the charging system come on. If it doesn't come on, check the outlet because the power may have tripped on the outlet. Find another place in the facility to plug it in, to turn it on. See if you can get this charger to come on. If you can't get the charger to come on when you're plugging it in, or if you still can't get power to the unit, you're gonna have to contact someone for service. At that point, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Everything's gonna be internal with the batteries. It's gonna need to be checked out by a technician. Something else that you may encounter with the CT40 is that you're not getting a chemical solution down when you're running. You've got everything activated. You've pulled your trigger, you've got your brush going, you've got your vacuum going, and even if it's showing you that there's fluid going through, you're still not getting fluid on, it means that you have a clog somewhere, or you don't have solution in. There is a light on the back of this that will turn on when the tank is empty, but sometimes if it gets low and it hasn't activated that light again, it still might not be enough pressure in the hose. You could have a little clog somewhere. Always check and make sure, put some more solution in it. Anytime you're gonna refill the solution, make sure that you empty the recovery tank. So let's say you put your solution in and you're still not getting fluid on the floor. There's very likely that you have there's another filter located in the bottom back corner of the machine here that is a clean bowl filter. I'll show you where that is in this next clip. All right at the bottom of your sight tube, there is a yellow screw nut right here. You're just gonna unscrew that. Now water will come out, but that's okay. We can pick it up with the squeegee. And we have a filter right there. If that filter is clogged, you're just gonna clean it off with warm, soapy water. And then you're gonna put it back into the hole. And then you're gonna turn this. Okay, outside of that, if you can't get your clog, if you've cleaned out your filter, you've put fluid back into the machine and then water's still not going down, you're gonna need to call for service. It's possibly you've got something else going on with your plumbing system that leads to the head, and that's not something that you're going to be able to get into. So just call for service if you can't get anything outside of the two aforementioned things. All right, one of the next things that you could encounter with the CT40 is that you're not getting water off of the floor. You've got the vacuum, let's say the vacuum is on, you're running over and you're streaking, you're leaving water. One of the first things you're going to need to check is make sure that your lid is tight on the machine. It's real easy to cross thread these sometimes, so just make sure that when you put it on, it's level with the top surface and that it fits snug all the way around. If any air leaks through this, it's going to severely impact the amount of lift that the machine's going to get with fluids. So make sure this is tight. Also, your recovery hose here, make sure that this lid is tight. All this is connected into a vacuum system. And if any air is leaking out anywhere, it's like I said, it's going to significantly decrease the amount of lift that the machine is going to get. Something else that you can listen for when you're running into vacuum, if any holes are in your squeegee, your recovery hose here, or your drain hose, you'll hear a whistle. You can move the hose around and listen. If these get impacted with holes, you're also going to not get as much lift. Also, you're going to want to check your squeegee and make sure that it's not clogged here. This comes out of the squeegee assembly system. You can make sure that there's no clogs here. And also make sure that the squeegee isn't impeded under here. You can take a rag and wipe under the squeegee, make sure there's no debris inside of that. Something else that you can check if you're still not getting suction. So if you've checked your debris, you have no debris in here and you're still not getting suction, it's quite possibly that your vacuum motor is not working correctly. Make sure that the tank is drained. There is a float system in here that will shut the vacuum motor off if too much water goes into the tank. So if you're trying to pick up water and the vacuum turns off, always drain the tank and make sure that there's no debris keeping that float system from moving. Other than that, if you can't get suction, you're just going to really need to call for service. So that's been everything with troubleshooting for the CT40. My name is Steve. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.